she said, I don't think I've ever said this before. So we do these rallies. They're massive rallies. Everybody stays till the end, by the way. You know, when she said that, well, your rallies, people leave. Honestly, nobody does. And if I saw them leaving, I'd say, and ladies and gentlemen, make America great again. And I'd get the hell out, okay? Because I don't want people leaving.
Right here.
They're down 6% under Crooked Joe. And you know, I had an idea because it's not as bad as I thought. I thought I'd be wilting up here. The only thing that pisses me off, it's so much easier.
Everybody stays till the end, by the way.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
I mean, come on, guys. Maybe it's just AI. Maybe they were heading for the bathroom. Maybe they were getting refreshments from the ketchup stand. They might have been eating hot dogs, I mean. Or maybe, despite clear and obvious denial, the former president has lost some of whatever magic he had first time around. And the old shtick is stale, bland, boring. As we all recall, it took just one off-the-cuff comment from Kamala Harris during the debate to send Donald Trump into an ongoing tailspin. I mean, I can't help but bask in the irony of the man who is on record accused of discriminating against black tenants in the past, currently has a black tenant living rent-free in his head.
And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires.
Ever since that comment, the man has plunged off the deep end with a pair of lead boots, bringing up his crowd size again and again, ensuring to remind everyone, mostly himself, that they don't leave. How could they leave him? I mean, listen to this.
Screaming more and more. And I was up there for about an hour.
And they waited 8 hours. I mean, these people were there all day.
They were screaming more. And I'm saying, I was here for an hour and 45 minutes. Oh, it's so sad to see. The press is so corrupt. I didn't realize that they said that.
Yeah.
But she said that just as a way of, you know, she said, oh, the people leave. Nobody leaves. I mean,
nobody leaves.
When I say nobody, I mean virtually nobody leaves.
But unearthed footage seems to contradict Trump's claims. Here you see, as has been the case in many of his rallies in the past, people leaving in droves.
And think of what our nation would be with no Russia-Ukraine war, no October 7th disaster in Israel and the Middle East. It's inflamed right now. It's inflamed like nobody's seen it for 50 years. No inflation and energy dominance. That's what we'd have, energy dominance. We'd have no inflation. We wouldn't have either the Middle East or the Russia, Ukraine. What a different world it would be, wouldn't it be? Oh, we can't let them cheat on elections anymore. We will rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Right now, we have a capital that when you go down there, you have a damn good chance of being hurt, bugged, something. South African Americans, the workers, all over the world came here legally. They're down 6% under Crooked Joe. And you know, I had an idea because it's not as bad as I thought. I thought I'd be wilting up here. The only thing that pisses me off, it's so much easier. The only one that can't read a teleprompter is Joe Biden. It doesn't help me. But I thought what I do is I read, if you want, should I do it? Should I do it? Because it's about the book. You know, in 2016.
And if you were wondering what they were missing out on, don't worry, the Lincoln Project have managed to squash his most recent endless rambling into an 85-second clip that shows all the best parts.
Cause there ain't no doubt I love this.
Who the hell would do that? Only a woman. I'm not a threat to democracy. I'm the greatest of all time, maybe greater even than Elvis. How great am I? How great was the speech? Not how good. How great was it? It's terrible, it's demeaning, it's horrible, but it's true. Do we have any Hispanics? Can't afford an apple? You know, we're conservative and all that, right? Who knows? Kiddingly. So busy. You know, I got a little bit of a yip problem here. Most people don't even know you have that many countries. You actually have over 200, but most people don't know. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield. Gotta do what I gotta do. Shouldn't call people animals. That's not appropriate. They're animals. You're living a life like hell. Minions. Harry, get up, Harry. Harry, get your fat ass out of the couch and turn around. Who is he? Name him. Boy, I'm glad I didn't forget you. If it blows up, you're dead. Are you afraid of climate change? I'd say, let's leave Trump alone. And I lost. Vote for Donald Trump. What the hell do you have to lose? We try and keep it on the issues.
Now seriously, what does it say about the man when he's called out on his lack of policy, his previous record, his lengthy history of racism, sexism and bigotry, that the main thing that he takes issue with, to the point that he can't stop talking about it, is his crowds, whether they're big or small, any excuse to use the Obama image.
The childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on.
And whether they stay the full time or not, it's the telltale sign of a narcissist and the root of everything that is wrong with him as a person and most certainly as a leader. He's in it for himself.
She said, I don't think I've ever said this before. So we do these rallies, they're massive rallies. Everybody stays till the end, by the way. You know, when she said that, well, your rallies, people leave. Honestly, nobody does. And if I saw them leaving, I'd say, and ladies and gentlemen, make America great again, and I'd get the hell out, okay? Because I don't want people leaving. But I do have to say, so I give these long, sometimes very complex sentences and paragraphs, but they all come together. I do it a lot. I do it with Raising Cane, that story. I do it with the story on the catapults on the aircraft carriers. I do it with a lot of different stories. When I mention Dr. Hannibal Lecter, I'm using that as an example of people that are coming in from Silence of the Lambs. I use it. They say, it's terrible. So they say, so I'll give this long, complex area. For instance, that I talked about a lot of different territory. The bottom line is, I said, the most important thing. We're going to bring more plants into your state and this country to make automobiles. We're going to be bigger than before. But the fake news, there's a lot of them back there. You know, for a town hall, there's a lot of people. But the fake news likes to say, oh, he was rambling. No, that's not rambling. That's genius. When you can connect the dots. You gotta. Now, Sarah, if you couldn't connect the dots, you got a problem. But every dot was connected and many stories were told in that little paragraph.
It's all about him. So he gets ultra defensive when anyone dare question his popularity. I mean, think about it. The writing was on the wall he failed to build from the very first appearance, the inauguration, and he still to this day cannot let that go either.
I get up this morning, I turn on one of the networks, and they show an empty field. I said, wait a minute. I made a speech. I looked out. The field it looked like 1.5 million people. They showed a field where there were practically nobody standing there. And they said, Donald Trump did not draw well. I said, it was almost raining. The rain should have scared him away, but God looked down and he said, we're not going to let it rain on your speech. In fact, when I first started, I said, oh no. First line, got hit by a couple of drops. And I said, oh, this is too bad, but we'll go right through it. But the truth is that it stopped immediately. It was amazing. And then it became really sunny. Then I walked off and it poured right after I left. It poured. But you know, we have something that's amazing because it looked like 1.5 million people, whatever it was. But it went all the way back to the Washington Monument. And I turn on the thing, and by mistake, I get this network. And it showed an empty field. And it said we drew 250,000 people. Now, that's not bad, but it's a lie. We had 250,000 people literally around, in the little bowl that we constructed. That was 250,000 people. The rest of the, 20 block area all the way back to the Washington Monument was packed. So we caught them, and we caught them in a beauty. And I think they're going to pay a big price.
But no amount of alternate facts can make these videos disappear, mate. They're heading for the hills.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.